Welcome to this morning's meditation. I'm Debbie Little, the practitioner for this morning, and I am so glad to see all of you here today, and those online also. And if you take a moment to silence your cell phones, make sure they're quiet. And this is the meditation with music, silence, and word, spoken word. So I hope you enjoy this morning. The title of this meditation this morning, since our monthly theme is balance, it is Balance and Spiritual Synchronicity. So if you would just allow yourself to relax and feel your body soften into this moment. Tune into your breathing and the sensations of your breath as you inhale and exhale. Notice the balance of your body, the points of stability, the places that are holding and supporting you. Noticing the balance within, the connection between your heart and the mind. Just breathing in and breathing out. Just being quiet in this moment, in the stillness. Allowing yourself to be at peace. To let go of anything that came before. Being in this present moment, which is a gift. A gift of silence. Of feeling the balance within your body. The gratitude that we feel for our bodies that allow us to travel this world. Because life is rarely ever constant, and it can be difficult to remain balanced in the moments of challenge and change. When we are grounded, though, in the present moment, we can cultivate balance. We can feel the possibility of it in our hearts and in our mind. A mental calmness and composure comes over us in the stillness as we open that doorway to our soul and we walk in and we take that step into that time of quiet meditation. Feeling the presence of God within. Just sitting in that moment of stillness and quietness, awaiting God's presence to surround us, embrace us, like this warm, wonderful hug. We begin to experience a feeling of ease as we allow life to unfold without attachment to any outcome or taking things personally. Balance allows us to find an opening for easing into each moment with compassion and gentleness and grace. Just take this moment and be with it and feel God's grace within you, knowing that as you sit in that chair and find those points of stability within yourself that is holding you upright, take this moment just to be quiet and to fill yourself with the presence of God, feeling that balance, that love, that grace. moments of unrest, we can find a way to cross the bridge into balance and harmony. We can experience mental calmness and composure. We can experience this moment. We're taking time to go within and go beyond the breath into a state of total awareness, sending love to our body and gratitude for its support, respecting ourselves, noticing in the silence that everything in our lives is energy, and that this energy is connected with each other. There are those synchronistic incidents of spiritual significance that ask us to momentarily dampen our self-obsession and consider the possibility of the divine. Synchronistic experiences leave us with a curious sense that we should pay attention. Synchronicities link us to an underlying order in the universe that are profoundly reassuring. They open us up to the mystery and delight. They give us a sense of being taken care of. They gently nudge us to grow in scary but life-affirming directions. Take this moment to call back some memories of these synchronistic moments where you were spiritually taken care of, knowing that God is present in that moment. Synchronistic moments happen all the time. Notice, pay attention, listen. Conversations overheard point to a direction that you're looking for. An unexpected sign or a phone call lead us to forward progression, aligning us to truth. Bring yourself back to the points of stability within yourself that support you daily and bring balance to your life. Remember those moments of calmness and composure. Know that whatever arises in your life, you have the awareness to create balance and harmony. Always center yourself in this equanimity of mental calmness, composure, balance, and move through any difficult situation with a sense of love and gratitude. So take this moment in the quietness to say to yourself that I respect myself, I cherish my body. I cherish the balance and those points of stability in my life. Remember that life can be scary at times, and we have those choices and the decisions how to balance work with play, with joy, with sadness, but it all comes out to this perfect balance within yourself, because we can remain balanced in the midst of any challenge. To take that time for yourself to go into meditation, to honor yourself with the quietness and the stillness, and that mental calmness and composure. And take notice of all of those synchronistic spiritual moments in life that hold us up, and to know that you are taken care of all the time. So right now in this moment, let's just breathe in and breathe out, gently realigning ourselves with this present moment, bringing ourselves back to this breath. And so it is. Thank you for joining me this morning. The service will start at 10 o'clock. Thank you.
Keeping it real, keeping it real. Keeping it real, keeping it real. Keeping it real with Reverend Laura. Keeping it real, keeping it real. Keeping it real, keeping it real. Keeping it real with Reverend Laura.
This is Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas. At CSL Greater Las Vegas, it is our mission to inspire spiritual discovery through community connection, exploration, and celebration. This mission supports the all-inclusive vision of Centers for Spiritual Living worldwide, in which we envision a world that works for everyone and all of creation.
Good morning. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas. Lovely to see you this morning. How are you? Yes, what a beautiful morning. My name's Justin Vogel. I am the music director here and licensed spiritual practitioner, and we are honored to have you here this morning. I'd like to say a big hello to our online audience. We are so grateful to have you with us this morning. If you're comfortable, can everybody turn around, please, and wave to our online audience? Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah. Okay. All right, good. So you're in for a treat today. So we're going to jump right in, shall we? And won't you please stand at this time, and I'm going to welcome Reverend Melissa and Reverend Z up for our opening song, Gonna Let Spirit Love Me Now.
Good morning.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? Awesome. We're happy to be here.
So good to be here with you.
Yeah.
So we're,
Here we go.
Oh, hold on. Nope. Sorry, Joe. I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to sing this once, which will teach it to you, and then we'll do it again. And all the rest of it is call and response. So it's really simple. You ready now? Yes. Joe's really ready. I know. Oh, I'm outside the line.
Got to stay inside the line.
Here we go. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. That's it. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. Gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. After me. Spirit loves me. Spirit loves me. I know that. I know that. Spirit loves me. Spirit loves me. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. When I'm down, I turn to you. When I'm down, you pull me through. Yeah. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. Yes, I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. See?
Feeling broken, I don't know where to go. Got a feeling if I'm willing, Spirit's opening the door. So I'm asking, passing time while I'm crashing in a last sad gasp of confusion, and it's slow. A little knowing that won't let go. Can't ignore it, and you know I won't, cause it's growing in the open. No more hoping now. Spirit holds my soul and says you gotta let me love you now. You are worthy of this love, so why not let me love you now? You are worthy of this love. Yeah.
I surrender. Every little thing. I surrender. Hear me sing. Hear me sing. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. I'm gonna let Spirit
All right, beautiful. Thank you so much. At this time, I would like to welcome practitioner Debbie Little up for our invocation. Also, for our High Watch practitioners, Christine Page, Marilyn Hart, thank you very much. So, Debbie.
Good morning, everyone. It is so delightful to see everyone here today. And I can just feel the joy and the energy with that singing and them being here. So let's just take this moment to go within and close our eyes and just breathe in and breathe out. Just feeling that vibration of energy inside ourselves from this morning's song and words and just being alive to it. We are so grateful to come together as this community to welcome in new friends, to join us in this celebration, to be grateful for one another, knowing that we are all individuals, yet we are one in that unity of this universe, that one voice. And we are all welcomed into this universal womb of life. So we take this moment to sit in gratitude. Gratitude for our bodies, for the balance within ourselves, that stability, that life-flowing energy that moves around us, through us, in us, as God. And we let and allow Spirit to invite us in, to invite us into this heart of love and peace. So today we just sit back and listen to the message, to the words, to the music, and feel that energy vibrate within ourselves, knowing that we come together to enjoy this moment, to celebrate, and to be as one. And so it is.
Beautiful. Thank you, Debbie. Okay, so we're in for a treat today, my friends. We are so thrilled to welcome back two of our favorite people, Reverend Z. Egloff and Reverend Dr. Melissa Felipe. Reverend Z. Egloff is a cartoonist, spoken word artist, and award-winning author of the spiritual humor blog Life in ZD, a goofball's guide to enlightenment. Their wife, Reverend Dr. Melissa Felipe, is a singer, songwriter, and teacher with 9 albums of original music in release. Both Melissa and Z hold master's degrees in consciousness studies. Z also holds a master's in spiritual psychology, and Melissa has an honorary doctorate for her contributions to the field of New Thought music. Melissa and Z are the founders of Oh My God Life, an online and traveling ministry. Their mission is to bring radical joy to the world. So please join me in welcoming back the Reverend Z and Melissa.
Thank you, Justin. I want to thank Reverend Laura Hallett for having us here today, our buddy, and yeah, like that. Okay, first song. We're gonna amp it up right away. We're gonna put you to work. So this song has a spoken word chorus with moves. You think you can handle that? I'm thinking you can. I saw how you did the first one. Okay, so you're gonna, I think we've done this. Some of you might recognize this one. So it's an echo, and it's like this. We're gonna clarify, magnify, and then I say occupy, and you say occupy your faith, not your face, although feel free to occupy your face. So let's put those together. So we're going to clarify, magnify, occupy your faith, and then we're going to glorify, testify, and then fortify your faith. Okay, that's part 1 of 17. But I know y'all can do it, and we have time, right? No, really, it's just 2.
I saw Joe look up right
just
then,
like, what? Yeah, Joe's like, they didn't tell me that. No, really, just 2 parts. So the second part is...
So that first part, the wonderful thing for all of us is that we just follow Z. We echo. So
I
Z
do it
does
first.
it first. We don't have to try to keep up with them.
You don't have to memorize it.
Because that ain't going to happen. So the other part I'm going to teach it to you with you echoing after me, but in the song, you'll sing it together with me. Okay? And it goes like this. Fortify. Fortify. Fortify your faith. Fortify. And you could do a little movement here because I just think it calls for it when you go, fortify. Fortify your faith. I think it's not quite that high, but that was very good.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. All right, I think that's it. Are y'all ready? Okay, let's do it. Hit it.
Fortify, fortify, fortify your faith. Fortify, fortify, fortify your faith.
I like to move. Don't be alarmed. I know y'all have seen it before. When I was a child, a little bitty baby child, I didn't believe in nothing. Faith is for suckers, I told myself. People who are weak, people who need help. But all around me, everyone would say, you gotta believe, you gotta pray. Believing in nothing ain't no way. Here's what you gotta do each and every day. You gotta clarify, magnify, occupy your faith. And then you gotta glorify, testify, fortify your faith.
Oh, we got to fortify, fortify your faith. You got to fortify your faith. Yeah.
Time went on, and I grew up. I started to question. I said, what's up with my life, the world, the universe, and how things work? Why am I here? Tell me now, what's my worth? I started to notice synchronicities and a power beyond what I could see. Next thing I knew, I heard Spirit say, here's what you gotta do each and every day. You gotta clarify, magnify, occupy your faith. And then you gotta glorify, testify, fortify your faith.
Oh, got to fortify your faith. You got to fortify your faith. Oh, you can do it. Make it stronger. Come on, pay attention. There's no need to wait. Fortify your faith. Yeah.
Now I know, now I see that faith is so much bigger than me. It starts in the heart and grows and grows. Where it stops, God only knows. So if you're down, if you're blue, remember that Spirit is bigger than you. Let it hold you, mold you, take you, shape you. And here is all you have to do. You gotta clarify, magnify, occupy your faith. And then you gotta glorify, testify, fortify your faith. Oh yeah, you gotta clarify, magnify, occupy your faith. And then you gotta glorify, testify, fortify your faith.
You got to fortify your faith. You got to fortify your faith. Again, you've got to believe.
Fortify your faith. Y'all are great. You really, yeah, they work it.
Yeah.
I don't know. We should take you on the road with us, but our van is only 25 feet, so
Be a little tight.
Just
I
a
think.
few can come. All
It's
right.
cozy just with the two
It's
of
very
us.
cozy. Yeah.
Well, you can come back in a few minutes.
Oh,
but-
okay.
Oh, no,
I
you
thought
can
I
just
would just
stay right
stay here, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk that out.
No.
I'll just pretend.
I'm not going anywhere.
Pay no attention to that goofball behind me. So, have you ever been wandering along down your little path, and all of a sudden, there's a huge raging river in front of you, and you can see that your path ends on this side of the river and picks up on the other side of the river, but by golly, no matter how hard you look, you cannot find a bridge. Anyone ever been there? So, whether it's a tiny body of water or a huge raging river, what Z and I have experienced and know is that when you ask for help, the way will be shown, right? Okay, so here's the thing. In Centers for Spiritual Living, we have something that no other movement, no other nothing philosophy, no one else has this. The 5-step prayer that if you have taken foundations or any other class here, you have learned. And if you haven't, you might want to consider it because it's very powerful. Life-changing, powerful stuff. This 5-step treatment prayer that we use in Centers for Spiritual Living. We love this prayer. We love this kind of prayer. I mean, we are ministers in this philosophy, so you could assume that we might like this prayer. And there's another kind of prayer that we also use, which sounds a little bit like, help. Help me. Yeah. So what we know is that no matter what kind of prayer you pray, it works. And no matter what kind of prayer you pray, you are praying to that all-knowing, all-loving, all-powerful, all-present Spirit, which means you're not just praying when you say help to some outside power that Z describes. You want to describe?
Oh, I describe as a white, cisgender male, vintage cloud dweller who occasionally goes off his meds. So that's like old school God, and we were taught that old school God was only outside. Yeah, now we know not true. Yeah.
So we are praying when we ask for help, even when we say, y'all, you, Spirit, help me. We know that that is the Spirit, the knowing within us as well, right? Everywhere outside of us as well as in. So I want to clarify that because this morning we're going to talk about asking for help from Spirit. Now, the cool thing about asking for help from Spirit is when we ask, well, you can ask, that's not enough because you got to ask and then you got to listen. And then you got to follow what you hear when you're listening, right? Oh, I love that y'all giggled right there because that means you know. So help will always come. And sometimes when we ask and listen, what we're guided to is who else to ask, like maybe other humans or other angels or whatever it might be. But when we ask, there will be an answer. And we're each this morning going to share with you a story about how we asked and heard answers.
Yes.
Reverend Z?
Thank you very much, Reverend Melissa. Aren't we polite? We do this. We talk to each other like that in the van, too. Okay.
No, I'm Reverend Doctor in the van.
Yeah, I absolutely gets addressed like that at all times. All right. So there is one trick about asking for help, I got to say, which is you have to remember to do it, right? I mean, don't we all know those times when you most needed to ask and we forget? Yeah. So we actually have a little hack for that, which is we ask for help all the time. All the time. It's amazing. So big things and little things, I have to say, I kind of feel like I'm cheating in life sometimes because I do it even for like really little things, you know, like I'll be trying to unscrew a jar and I try all the human physical things that still doesn't work and I'll just go kind of center myself, ask for help, and then, I mean, like I say, it feels weird sometimes, like I'm a superhero or something. I'm like, everything can happen because I'm going to align with that energy to do it, right? It's pretty amazing and pretty fun. All right. Now, I do want to share today, though, about one of those rivers, those big river crossings that happened. And this was when I was in my 20s. So it's quite a long time ago that this happened. So I had graduated from college, and I was an English major, which means I had no idea what I wanted to do. And I ended up on a farm in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I was living on the East Coast at the time, and I'm working on this farm. And it was run by this kid. He was about my age, and he was a real Yankee. I don't know if y'all know about the Yankee thing, but they are can be very stern and stoic. So this guy, he spoke like 5 words a day. And that was only when asked direct questions. He was just this like Stuart, he was this guy. And he talked the owner of the farm into buying a tractor, because it was only like a 5-acre farm. We'd been just doing it all by hand. And he said, let's get a tractor, and then you can really work this land, right? And he had all these attachments, plow and tiller and all these great things. And then a few weeks after that, he left. He goes, oh, I'm going to start my own farm now. Bye. And so there was only a few of us there. The owner decided I should run the farm because we went to the same college. I'm like, okay, English major. This fits? Sure, I'll do that. Now, I have to say, the manager was the one who needed to work and drive the tractor. I was 23 years old, and I did not have a driver's license. Because back in the day when I was growing up in Ohio and they had driver's ed at school, I was really intimidated by the whole thing. Now, it didn't help that I was a queer, gender-rich nerd, and I didn't yet know that those were actually good things. At the time, I just didn't like myself. I was not in my body. But I had to drive, and then my driver's ed teacher was rumored to have a few DUIs, and she drove demolition derby cars on the weekend. And then I had 2 other kids in the car with me, one of whom grew up on a farm, so he'd been driving since he was in diapers, right? And then the other girl in our car, I think she got most of her driving experience stealing cars. She was scary. So I couldn't drive with these people, like, no. And the driver's ed teacher knew that too, because when it was my turn, she would take me out like on country roads, so I didn't have to interact with traffic or any stop sign, and anything. I just could kind of like drive. Yeah. So here I am, 7 years later, still not a driver, and I'm supposed to drive the tractor. Okay, sure, how hard can it be? I got a few weeks of instruction from Stuart before he left, but he only spoke the 5 words a day, right? So I didn't really learn much. I can still remember my first day of working the farm. Stuart had left on a Thursday, so it's a Friday, end of the week. And I spent the morning doing some various things. It was going okay, but then I've been putting it off. I knew I had to get on the tractor and go till a field. Now, you probably know little rototillers, right? The rototiller on this tractor was about that big. And the only way to get the rototiller hitched on the tractor was you had to back it up directly. It had these big U hitches on the back of the rototiller because you couldn't move the thing. So you had to back the tractor like directly into the tiller. Okay? So I jump on the tractor, I put it in reverse, I back into the tiller, missed it, didn't do it. Forward, reverse, nope. Try again. Oh, now I'm getting farther away. So I did this for an hour. I tried for an hour to get that tractor backed into that tiller, and I couldn't do it. So I'm sitting there on the tractor, and I'm like about to cry. I'm like, what am I going to do? If I can't do this, I can't run the farm. Like, I can't, no one else is around. Very small farms, just me. Finally, I remembered, because I had discovered the spiritual path at this point, I finally remembered to ask for help. But this was one of those asking for help that came out, help, right? But then I stayed still and I listened, and I heard a voice that said, step away from the tractor and go home. So I did. I got off the tractor and I went home, and by that I mean I rode my bike home, because, not a driver. And I spent the weekend just kind of contemplating, like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I knew that Spirit had led me to the farm, right? I had already had an experience in my life where I had realized that Spirit is real, it's in me, it's all around me, and I'm devoting my life to following this wherever it wants me to go. And it led me to the farm. And I didn't know why. I really didn't know why I was there. But I knew I was supposed to be there. I did feel that. And so even though it made no sense that I was there to begin with, and it made no sense because I don't think I can drive this tractor, I don't think I can do this, I know I'm supposed to be here. My little small self doesn't get it, but okay, Spirit. So Monday, I get back on my bike, And I ride back to the farm, and I just went right for it. I went right down to the barn and got on the tractor and backed up. And the first time, like I've been doing it forever, I just backed that tractor into the tiller like butter. Like I'd been doing it all my life. It was amazing. And I learned something then that I've never forgotten. That whole need, sometimes when things are hard and we don't get it and we're scared, you just need to step away from the tractor and ask for help and listen, right? And it was amazing because I spent 7 more years at that farm. And during that time, I was able to see all the reasons I was supposed to be there that I couldn't see at the beginning. Being outdoors all the time really grounded me in my body in a way that I really needed to. And I was healing from an eating disorder at the time, and growing my own food really helped quell a lot of fear and anxiety in me. I also, because I was at the farm, got to dress however I wanted. So in terms of my queer, gender-rich expression, I was able to just really start to express myself. I also learned to drive very well, I must say. I got really good at backing. I actually hate the backup cameras because I'm like, I want to show off my backing skills, you know? And those cameras now, whatever. And I also really grew in confidence because I would never have chosen to run that farm. I would never have chosen to take all that on and do a whole thing that I didn't even know how to do, right? And that really allowed me to grow my confidence, grow my self-esteem, all these gifts that I had no idea, right? And it was all because I was willing in that time of choice to stop and ask Spirit for help and listen. Because when we do that, when we stop and ask for help and listen and then do what we get to do, which sometimes comes right away and sometimes does not, let's be real, right? Sometimes we gotta wait for it, right? But when we do that, Spirit always answers. Spirit always answers. So now I actually have a mantra to describe that experience of stopping, asking for help, listening. My mantra is, step away from the tractor. Say it with me. Step away from the tractor. Thank you. My work here is done. All right. Melissa has another story now of asking for help. I give you Melissa Felipe. Thank you.
Step away from the tractor. So, my story starts with my 13-year-old self, because at the age of 13, I didn't know how to process feelings, and I didn't like being me, so I became a full-blown drug addict. Now, I put those together like that, but whatever. Maybe I would have been a drug addict anyway, but I became a full-blown drug addict at the age of 13, which now I understand is very young. I had a lot of feelings at 13, hormones, you know, and I did not know how to process feelings. I did not know a thing about it. And I had so many, drugs really helped me. And for a long time, I had no idea I was a drug addict. I was just, partying, having fun. Yeah. Back then, partying looked like a lot of drugs of all kinds all day long. But I still didn't, you don't know you're an addict till you try to stop and you can't. So years forward, I'm dabbling in spiritual work. Now, by this time in my life, I'd had a series of experiences that, including overdosing a couple times on drugs, almost dying once. Actually, my heart stopped. So technically, I guess I died, but I'm still here. So, I kept going. I'm still standing. So by then, these things had happened that led me to this time where I was only drinking and smoking pot. Now, for anyone in here who is maybe a recovering alcoholic or a pothead, you can understand there are people who can do these things without it being a problem. I'm not saying that alone is a problem, but for me, I couldn't stop, and I wanted to. So I found myself at the age of 31 years old completely lost. I had been really suffering. I'd had this ongoing connection with Spirit, but not at all like today. I was doing workshops and things, but I was praying a lot, but not like we pray here, not like I pray today, because my prayers then just were a suffering human crying out for help. Please, please, please let this stop. So at the end of my using days, this is what it looked like. Every day, every morning, I would say, today is the day. I'm going to make it through the day without smoking. Now, pot was my main thing, they say, in rooms of recovery. That brought me to my knees. Like, it was the thing. I couldn't stop. So I would say, I'm not going to smoke. And I would make it to some point during the day. And then, like a good drug addict, I would think, well, obviously, I made it till this far in the day, so I can stop anytime I want to. And I don't really feel like it now today. So I'm just going to get high. And so I would get high. And then I would feel like, what the hell did I do that for? Now I just used, and I said I was going to make it through the day, and I would beat myself up and feel horrible, like horrible, like I am a shameful piece of dirt, kind of horrible, till the end of the day when I would say, tomorrow is going to be the day. Can anyone relate to this kind of cycle? It's not just drugs and alcohol. Yeah. So there was this one particular day that I thought was going to be a very good thing. I ran out of pot. Now, I thought this was great because it meant tomorrow, when I say I'm going to make it through the day, I'm not going to have a choice because I got nothing, right? Next day comes, sure enough, I made it through the day. I made it all the way through the day. I had students and clients. I was a very highly functioning using person at the time. So I made it through my whole day, finish up my whole day, get in bed. I'm laying in bed, not falling asleep. And I make a phone call. 11 o'clock at night, I call my brother, one of my favorite using buddies, my brother Randy, who's also clean, by the way. And I said, got anything? He said, yes. And I got out of bed, threw on some clothes, went and found my car. Lived in San Francisco at the time. You had to find your car. And then I drove it was probably an hour over from San Francisco to Marin County for whatever he had, which happened to be one joint. While driving there, I had to get gas, and I was driving out of the gas station. You know these moments that you remember, these crystal clear moments in the midst of a fog? This was one of those. I was driving out of the driveway of the gas station, and I said to myself out loud, laughing like, oh, it's so funny, this is almost like something a drug addict would do. Almost, yeah. Almost. So that's a pretty clear memory. Months later, I'm still in the same cycle. Every day is going to be the day. Every day I make it. And now it's starting to be, there's kind of a pattern brewing. That is, it's earlier and earlier in the day when I have the rationalizing judgment, bad judgment, whatever you want to call it, of obviously I made it this far, I can use now, and I can be clean tomorrow. It's getting earlier, and it's getting more and more painful. I'm hating myself more and more fervently and promising myself more and more determinedly, I think that's a word, that tomorrow's going to be the day. Now, at the same time, at this point, right at this point in my life, Spirit is so amazing. I met this new friend, and we fell really into quick friendship. He was a really great guy, and he had 3 years sober from being an alcoholic. Now, he had a great life. He was hot, he was sober. He had a really great job. He was thriving. He was happy. And then he would tell me these awful stories. I mean, he was like a gutter drunk. Like, he had stories that made me feel nauseous. They were so disgusting about being an alcoholic. Because when you're poor and you're an alcoholic, because you've lost your life, because you're such an alcoholic, it can get pretty dark. And his life was really dark and hard. And he was telling me these stories from this place of fabulous, thriving life. And I kept having these conversations with him and walking away going, gosh, if he can do that from this to this, I maybe can actually stop. Maybe I can actually stop. Maybe. And so one night I found myself about 5 o'clock at night. I'd finished all my students for the day and I had a joint and matches, but I picked up the phone and I called him. And I got his answering machine. Remember answering machines? How frustrating. So I left him a voicemail, said, okay, Barry, I'm sitting here with a joint in one hand and a match in the other. And if you don't call me in the next probably 30 seconds, I'm not going to make it through the day. So there you go. That's my message. Click. Great message for a recovering person to get. So he knew just what to do. He called me back. He asked me if I was high. He asked me if I was sorry that I was high. And he asked me if I wanted to stop. And I said, yes, yes, yes. So he had me go get a phone book. Remember those? Back with the answering machines. The phone book, and he had me look up a program and call the program and find out if there was a meeting the next day that I could make as early as possible in the day, if possible. So I did. He had me go, and then he said, I want you to go to that meeting, and before the end of the meeting, raise your hand and say, I am an addict and I need help. I need phone numbers because I can't make it through the day without something. I'm either going to have drugs or I need help. And I didn't know what help looked like that would work because I had been trying for a long time with all other kinds of help. So I went to that meeting and I did that thing and I walked out of that meeting with 6 phone numbers and a sponsor. I had to ask for help. I made it through that day. I made it all the way through that day. But I was calling my sponsor and I was calling all those other numbers and Spirit all day, all day, all day, all day to make it through the day. That day was Friday, July 31st, 1989, which is 33 years, 10 months, and 11 days ago, and I am clean to this day that long. Thank you. Lots of one day at a time, and lots of asking for help along the way, right? Now, the good thing is, I can even navigate emotions. I still have them, right? I even know kind of what to do with them sometimes. And I certainly know how to ask for help. And in all of this time, in all of these years, I have developed a different and deeper relationship with Spirit. In this process of this development of Spirit, I have grown comfortable, really comfortable, asking for help. All day, every day, asking for help. Leaning into my higher power. So much so that I'm now Reverend Melissa because I dig it that much. I think it's that cool. So I can stand here talking to you about asking, right? This is cool. This is really cool. And the reason I do all this is because all of the best yumminess of my life has come from asking for help, and then listening to the answers and following, even when it's hard. Because the truth is that right here in me, right now, and right there in every seat and every sofa or bed that is occupied by those at home, every place that we inhabit is filled with the answers because we are filled with the divine. So when we ask, there are answers. And we are always facing some little body of water to cross, right? It's either a little puddle, which we feel like, oh, I'll hop over this. I ask anyway first, right? Because that's my practice. Or it's a raging river where we can't find the bridge. Regardless of what water we are facing, if we ask and listen and follow, we will be led to the other side in a greater way Because when we listen and follow, there are always answers. Breathing, breathing, deep breath. For now, I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. And ask this following thing. In what area of my life do I find myself standing at the water's edge? Just one thing. And see yourself standing at the water's edge and tune in to your heart. Good. And allow whatever answers, however they come, as colors, as words, as phrases, as images, whatever comes, let it come in answer to these questions that you ask. Spirit, what do I need to know about my next step? What is mine to do and not do? Good. And Spirit, by any chance, do you have some kind of image or symbol for me that will help to lead me in your best direction, to remember your guidance? Be aware that whether clarity comes now or later today or sometime soon or way later, Spirit always answers when we keep listening. So keep listening. And for now, take a deep breath, returning your awareness to the room.
Let us pray. I invite you to take another deep breath. Inhale and exhale with a sigh.
Spirit, carry me. Spirit, carry me. I can't see my way over, so I pray till you carry me.
There is only one life, one source, one infinite power of divine grace and beauty and peace and love and wisdom. This is the truth and the essence of me. This is the truth and the essence of each and every one of us here in this room, watching at home, and everywhere throughout this planet and beyond. We are sourced by Source. And so I speak a word right here, right now, accepting for each and every one of us a deeper connection with this Source, a greater willingness to ask, a greater reception for listening, and for then following what we are given, each one of us, with this unique connection with Spirit and unique path and unique steps to take. And I accept for each one of us that as we do this, deepen this connection to Source and do what it tells us to do, that we are bringing greater good not only for our own lives, but the lives of our loved ones and beyond, truly making the world a better place. And so with great gratitude for this knowing, for this deepening of our connection with Source and asking and listening and knowing and following, I just give this back to that one in each and every one of us that says yes, that says absolutely yes. We say yes. Spirit says yes. Everybody says yes. And if you are in alignment with this prayer, please repeat after me, and so it is. Amen.
I can't see my way over, so I pray till you carry me, and I'll stay till you carry me.
Amen.
All right, thank you. Wow, let's give it up for Reverend Z. Thank you. Okay, got turned around here. Here we are. It's now time for our offering. So it's that time in the service when we share our tithes and offerings. We have many ways that you can contribute financially to support the wonderful work that we are doing here in the Las Vegas Valley. You can go to our website, www.CSLGLV.org, and make a one-time or recurring donation through our management software. You can text to give through our text to give line 702-728-4525, or you can Zelle your offering to admin@CSLGLV.org. And of course, we are always thrilled to receive your cash or check donations in person. So at this time, let's hold our hands on our hearts. And with a breath of deep gratitude, give thanks for this fountain of blessings always present and occurring in our life now. And so it is. And so while our ushers pass the basket, let us enjoy another song from Reverend Melissa and Reverend Z.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you.
Okay. So one of our favorite and best examples of asking and listening and following is the story of Harriet Tubman. So we wrote a song about her called Walk by Faith.
No matter where your journey's starting from, there is a voice calling you.
True story. When Harriet Tubman first escaped from slavery, she heard a voice that said, "I want you to help free others." Do you know what Harriet Tubman said to that voice? She said no. She said, "Not me." She said, "I can't. I can't." But the voice wouldn't let up. It wouldn't let her be. "I want you to help free others. I want you to help free others." Finally, Harriet Tubman, the woman who would be known as Moses, said yes. Yes. walk by faith, not by sight. Moses walked in the middle of the night. Step by step, she followed a voice. She couldn't shut it off. She didn't have a choice. It told her when to move. It told her when to wait. She was walking in its footsteps. She was walking in its grace. It wasn't just her people Moses led through the night. It was anyone who's ever walked by faith and not by sight.
You've gotta walk by faith, not by sight. Listening every step of the way. Walk on into the night. Let that northern star be your guiding light.
True story. Harriet Tubman, with the help of the Union Army, once freed 750 enslaved people in one day. Can you imagine 750 people? Moses brought them home. The voice of Spirit doesn't mess around. When you listen to that voice, you are never the same. When you listen to that voice, you are free. And it doesn't stop there. You take others with you. The 750 are still alive today. They're your sisters and your brothers in struggle and in pain. They're your doubts and your fears when you say, I can't, but you can. And you will when you walk by faith, not by sight. Moses walked in the middle of the night, step by step. She followed a voice. She couldn't shut it off. She didn't have a choice. It told her when to move. It told her when to wait. She was walking in its footsteps. She was walking in its grace. It wasn't just her people Moses led through the night. It was anyone who's ever walked by faith and not by sight.
You gotta walk by faith, not by sight. Listening every step of the way. Walk on into the night. Let that northern star be your guiding light. No matter where your journey is starting from, there is a voice calling you. Taking you home. You've gotta
Walk by faith, not by sight. Moses walked in the middle of the night, step by step. She followed a voice. She couldn't shut it off. She didn't have a choice. It told her when to move. It told her when to wait. She was walking in its footsteps. She was walking in its grace. It wasn't just the people Moses led through the night. It was anyone who's ever walked by faith and not by sight.
Let that northern star be your guide.
It wasn't just her people Moses led through the night. It was anyone who's ever walked by faith and not by sight.
All right, terrific. Thanks so much. So we have some announcements here briefly. The flowers for today are sponsored by Steve Douglas. Steve is celebrating the birth of Pat Douglas, mother of Penn Springs and Jimmy Butler, grandmother to Michael Springs, sister to Loretta Ferrance, and brother to Clayton Adams, wife and true love to Steve Douglas. I will always remember the joy that you were to everyone who knew you. God bless you, Steve. There's a couple workshops we have coming up. A workshop with Kelly Marshall, a vision board workshop that is Saturday, June 24th, here at this location. It's 11 to 3 p.m., all materials included, refreshments, and lots of fun. Fee for this is $55 for this wonderful workshop, and again, it's here at this location. I am starting a book study with Kelly Marshall. It's the Tuesday Vespers. We're studying the work of Joel Goldsmith. This next study will be the study of the contemplative life. This is a bi-weekly book study starting Tuesday, June 13th. So that's this Tuesday, 6:30 to 8. Around there. You know, I'm pretty loose with that, but it won't go any later than 8 o'clock. And there's no homework with this, no papers to write. It's a free offering, and everyone's welcome. But if you have not explored the work of Joel Goldsmith, it's a life changer, my friends. So we should mention Reverend Melissa, Reverend Z have a wonderful table set up back there right towards that door. Please be sure to visit that before you depart today. Yeah, go ahead, please do, because that's really it for me.
Okay.
So
We've been on the road for 4 months, 14 locations. This is number 14.
We saved the best for last.
We're almost done. And so we have an online and traveling ministry, and we tootle on down the road. For any of you who've seen us on Facebook, we wrote a little song about our bus, our little magic bus. But we call it the Oh My God Life Mini Mall back there, and it helps support our ministry, online and traveling. And so we've got groovy things, books and T-shirts and fridge magnets and online classes and music, of course. And also back there, you can sign up for our mailing list.
Yes. So what we like to say is that if you didn't really like us this morning, you don't have to tell us. We don't need to know.
Some people have, but
we
it's
don't
okay.
need you to tell us.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks
Okay.
anyway. But if you did enjoy us, we would love to have you on our mailing list, which is a free thing, of course. And one of the great things about that is that we produce 2 videos a month that go out to our mailing list. We send stuff out on Tuesday. Free. It's all free. So 2 videos. We do videos that are prayers, meditations, affirmations, and music videos. And you'll get 2 a month in your inbox. And then Z has the blog, Life and Z, a Goofball's Guide to Enlightenment. And I have a blog, Dear Melly, for the spiritually inclined.
Advice. It's like a spiritual advice column.
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
Abby, but not Abby.
Yeah,
Melly.
Dear Melly.
And the best thing I think about our mailing list is that if you give us your birthday, we don't need the year, just the month and the day. What we do is every year we write and record a new happy birthday message, and we make a video of said message, and we send it to our friends on our mailing list on the morning of their birth.
Does anybody here get that? We have any? Oh, some of you do.
Oh, fun.
Cool. Sweet.
So we send, that goes out at like 12:02 a.m. Occasionally we get someone that writes us at 12:05.
Yeah, the night owls, we'd be like, thanks for the birthday, 12:01. And for those of you at home, you can just go on to ohmygodlife.com. That's O-O-H,
Just one O.
mygodlife.com. And just on the homepage there, you can sign up. So
Yeah. So we'd love to have you do all of that.
Yep.
And thank you again for having us.
thank you so much again to Reverend Laura. Thank you to Justin for being our host,
Yes,
host with the most,
Justin.
host with the most, and thank you to
And Debbie.
Joe
And Joe and Debbie
and Debbie
and our
yeah,
practitioners.
and the practitioners. So I think that is about it. We're
That
going to
is
do
it.
our
So
benediction.
Do y'all stand for the benediction, or you can stand? Okay.
All right.
You want to stand where you can see me, because the closing song you're going to have something to do when I do that. All right. So, if you would repeat after me, something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my heart.
Life is in my heart.
I accept it.
I accept it.
I express it.
I express it.
I am it.
I am it.
I accept it just the way it is,
I accept it just the way that it is.
and just the way it is not.
and just the way it is not.
And I accept the greater good
I accept the greater good.
with a full and hearty yes.
With a full and hearty yes.
I say yes.
I say yes.
I say yes.
I say yes.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Okay, so the yes is in preparation for the closing song. So here, what you hear, you're going to say yes when I go like this.
Yes.
Try that again.
Yes.
At home too, y'all.
Yes, we can
Okay.
hear you. We can hear you, but well done.
And then there's
All
a chorus that is, I say yes, 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 I say yes. You will get
Pretty
it.
simple. What do you think?
That's it.
Do you
Can
think
you
you
do
can
it?
do it?
All right.
Yes,
Here
all
we
right.
go. Yes, 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 yes. I say to the greatest good you have for me. To this good and I let it bless me. All of the good that you want to bring, I allow it and I say yes, 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 yes. I say yes again. I say yes, 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 yes. I say yes, 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 yes. I say yes to the greatest joy you have for me. Yes to this joy and I let it bless me. All of the joy that you want to bring, I allow it and I say yes, 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 yes. I say yes again. I say yes, 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 yes. I say yes. See,
So much good,
so much good,
right on time.
right on time.
I can take it,
I can take it,
'cause it's mine.
'cause it's mine.
Spirit's gonna give it,
Spirit's gonna give it,
and I'm gonna get it,
and I'm gonna get it.
'cause I align
I align
with the divine.
the divine.
Yes, I align
I align
with the divine.
with the divine. All of the good that you wanna bring, I allow it and I say yes. I say yes, 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 yes. I say yes again. I say yes, 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 yes. I say yes again. Yes, 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 yes. I say yes, 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 yes. I say yes, 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 yes. I say yes. I say yes, 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 yes. I say yes. Yes, amen. Have an awesome day.
You can help us reset the room, please. Thank you, guys. Have a great week.